Hello everybody and welcome back to Void War Studios, where we continue with our little campaign. Unfortunately Tanya's not feeling very well this evening, so she's had to bow out. Nothing too serious. But she's told me what to do with her character and how best to utilise it and what she would like to do in her absence, so I'll do the best I can. But we have still with us, we have George, or Galaris Amberhorn. We have Telius Torrentis, Sam, and Cerulean Stormblast Stormblessed as Tim.
Hello.
Right, little bit of background music. Right, last time you managed to find yourself a guide to lead you into the desert towards the Blue Dragon's lair. On your journey, you were attacked by dust devils, fiendish air elementals created by the very presence of this powerful dragon. You were able to defeat such elements and even managed to get some interesting little items out of it. And so, it is now that we pick this off. It is the following morning, and you're all rested, all recovered. What do you wish to do?
Well, I think we've got to keep going, don't we?
Yes. I'd go check on the animals to make sure they're okay.
Okay.
Or not spooking and running off.
Yeah,
I go check the knife I brought is actually sharp.
Okay. First off, the animals, they are still alive. One of them got a little bit roughed up in the encounter with a dust devil, being almost picked up and thrown across the room. But yeah, it's okay. It will manage. It's had a full night's rest and it's feeling much better.
I'm sure before we go to sleep, Galaris and I will sort that out.
Yes, yeah. I think, in fact, the only... No, they all survived, because Tanya's character, Aurora Dean, her stag, managed to actually avoid the entire conflict and is still, looking a little hungry, but she's giving it what trail rations she has and trying to tend to it, as it's still rather hot out here.
Mm-hmm.
You all notice, Sam, your knife that you bought, it's sharp-ish. It's all right, It's it will serve its purpose to cut things.
Okay.
It's just not of a particularly high quality, but it'll do. Torok is sitting on top of the rocky, collapsed building-like structures that you were using as cover from the worst of the winds, and he's just staring out into the distance, the sun shining on his blue dragon scales, and just surveying the scene. He looks down to you all. So, are we all fully rested then? Are we ready to continue?
I think as ready as we're going to get.
I must admit, I am pleasantly surprised. I don't tend to take people much further than the dust devils. They tend to either run screaming or... Well, that tends to be it, if I'm honest.
So you knew they were here?
He looks at you. Of course. These creatures...
Hazard of the desert.
It's one of the hazards, but it's more due to the fact that over there, and he points to the large mass of rolling cloud and darkened sky, that is where the dragon lives, and these creatures seem drawn to it, and so if you get to within a couple miles of its home, you bump into these things a bit more regularly, and unfortunately for everyone, they are rather dangerous, as you yourselves found out.
No kidding.
But I should be able to lead you the rest of the way without bumping into too many of them. They typically only travel in pairs, so we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he leaps off of the ruined structure, and he puts his bow onto his back and says, "Well then, if we're ready, shall we continue? And I would suggest, if possible, to be a little bit stealthy. Don't want to bump into too many of those things now, do we?"
So Rillian will use the broom.
Fair enough. You are now hovering on the broom. Turok looks at you. That is a very handy little piece of equipment. I suggest you keep that close.
Well, it's this or wait around until I can get round to examining my mount.
Yes.
I'll just go with it for now.
Very good, very good. But I suggest you don't fly too high, otherwise you'll be quite obvious.
Oh no, I'm going to stay nice and low. Nice and low.
Excellent, excellent. And I would like everyone to roll stealth checks, please.
Oh dear.
So just let me check. Stealth is checks, right?
Yes, it is.
So that becomes 19.
Cool. Aurora Dean got a total of 23.
Oh, that'd been 18 in total. Sorry. Actually, everyone did pretty well there. All right.
Yeah, that's actually I'm pleasantly surprised.
Got to add a 1 to it, but yeah, I don't know if it matters at this point.
No, you've all rolled very, very, very acceptable stealth checks. Okay, so you all continue travelling through the desert. You started off your journey at about 9 o'clock-ish, 8 o'clock-ish in the morning, and the sun is already now high in the sky. You've been travelling for several more hours towards the darkened skies. You notice every now and again there's the occasional lightning strike that seems to hit into these small series of mountains that are starting to loom in front of you. As you get in for round about just after midday, Torok ushers you all to halt for a second. And he says, "Right, I just want to travel a little ahead for a moment. There's a bit of a tricky patch ahead, and I just want to make sure it's all clear."
Okay.
Are you all fine to wait here for a moment?
Yes.
All right.
I suppose, yeah.
He then starts heading off over the crest of one of the sand dunes and seems to be moving quite quickly. But relatively, he's trying to keep low, but he's moving quite quickly in that direction. An hour passes, and then another hour.
If it's another 2 hours, can we just assume he's dead?
Or that he's just ditched it.
Well, if he's ditched us, let's screw killing the dragon. Let's kill him.
You're a very, very trigger-happy fellow, aren't you?
Well, I'm a noble, and part of my character is to ruin the name and salt the fields of anyone who wrongs me. He abandoned me, that's wronging him, so I've got to salt his fields, ruin his name, and kill him brutally.
You are not the only noble here, and I think we can set standards of behaviour better than that.
You
if
hear...
you betrayed us,
we
we'd see a dragon by now.
We might get into it, too.
The argument is briefly halted by the noise of Aurora's... Musical instruments does she have on her? Oh yeah, she has a flute. She's quietly practicing some scales. And then she looks up at you as you all notice she's playing. She goes, "Sorry, just wanted to,
More importantly, does anyone know how to do survival training? Has anyone done survival training here?
Pretty sure that's a no.
I have some knowledge of those matters.
So if I give you a knife, after you've killed the dragon, will you be able to skin it?
I think you need more than a normal knife for skinning a dragon.
Yeah. How about we concentrate on the first step of slaying the dragon first, shall we?
Yes.
It is at this point, as you guys are deep in this conversation, that I'd like you all to roll perception checks, please.
19 again.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Oh, I've got proficiency in perception.
Okay.
Still rubbish, but
Every little helps, I guess.
Yes.
Don't mind me, everyone. I'm just rolling a dice.
Well, that was not ideal.
Okay. Stormblessed. As you're standing in a fortuitous position where, whilst you and your compatriots are having this conversation, you notice a very faint flicker of movement. Several flickers of movement briefly across the desert, heading in your direction. They seem to be moving from cover to cover.
Towards us?
Towards you. You're standing on if you can imagine that you're perhaps 100 steps from what looks like a stony mountain canyon, and there are outcroppings of stone towards this canyon, and you're standing on top of a dune that just crests, so you get a relatively good view of this stretch towards the dragon's home. And you see little shapes moving very quickly towards you, ducking from cover to cover.
Are they coming from the direction of the dragon's home?
You didn't quite spot them in time to see, but they are definitely moving towards you from what you can tell. 5 shapes.
Right, well, I described where they are. Let's get ready for it, gentlemen.
I get out my heavy crossbow. I shout to Amberhorn, do you need a crossbow or...
Actually, no, I have a crossbow myself.
I was about to say, I think you had a crossbow.
Does anyone not have a ranged weapon?
Aurora Dean kind of looks sheepishly and holds up her triangle.
I give her the light crossbow. Give like 5 bolts.
Okay. She takes it and kind of holds it in her hand and goes, I should be able to do something with this.
As long as you don't hit us, you'll do fine.
Okay. It is at this point you see a figure walking out from the canyon towards you. It appears to be a blue-skinned dragonborn, or scaled, I should say. This one looks bigger than Torok.
Oh, goody.
And he takes something out from his belt. It's a little hard to make out what it is, but it makes a loud noise. The sound very reminiscent of a hunting horn of some kind. And from the opposite side of the dune, you see 5 individuals pop up from the sand dunes. 2 of them holding bows, 2 of them holding dual blades, and 1 with a shield and sword. Coming up from behind you. The gentleman, dark skin, black beard, which is looking a bit on the raggedy side, wearing simple cloths and some leather armour, looks at you all and says, Welcome. Welcome to the home of the lightning cutter. You are expected.
Hell.
Well, it's nice to know we don't need to worry about the deal with him. What sort of range are the archers?
The archers are just standing about 80 feet away from you all.
Okay, I spit a firebolt at one of them.
Okay.
No mercy.
I
Excellent.
doubt that hits, though.
Unfortunately, no, that does not hit.
Seeing what he's doing, can I draw my crossbow and start to aim it?
You can, but I will require some initiative.
Yeah, no, just saying.
That's
Crossbow's
fine.
drawn.
That's fine.
I mean, it was already loaded, so... +1.
So is this initiative roll score?
It is.
Yeah. Got 19. Well, no, I got 20 because +1.
Oh, okay, but I'm going last then.
Okay.
Oh,
So, at the top of this round, it will be Sam Tullius.
Okay.
Tanya unfortunately rolled a 2. So her grand total was a 5.
well, if I'm going to take sort of exciting actions like that, I should expect some people being a little bit flat-footed there.
Yeah. I mean, we should let them talk so we could all prepare, have a round in our weapon before we did this, but we can work with this.
So Sam, Tullius, what do you want to do?
I take aim at one of the ones with a bow.
Okay.
Try to aim for the centre of the body.
Okay. Roll an attack.
That's Dex, right?
Yes.
So +4.
Okay. You hit him square in the chest. Roll damage, please.
D10. Yeah, I think it's a D10. Sorry, just let me check. I'm using heavy.
D10.
+1. No, sorry, wrong one.
Ironically came out with the same number. So that would be
10.
Yeah.
10 damage.
That will be 10 points of damage. The crossbow bolt fires. Your aim is true, and it slams dead center into the archer's chest, making him step back with a as he places his hand onto the crossbow bolt, now firmly lodged middle of his chest.
There's never a reason not to take a crossbow. Well, a crossbow. They're so much fun. At the time, I got an acolyte of a priest of death and just shot him in the arm.
That'll do it.
That was fun.
Stormblessed. Tim, it is your turn.
Right, I try again with a firebolt. Probably hits, but doesn't do much damage.
Which individual are you aiming at?
Just the same archer.
Okay. What's the range of your firebolt again?
120 feet.
Oh, yeah, fine. Your firebolt hits this the same archer, yes? Okay. The firebolt hits the archer square in the face, making him scream, "Ah!" just clutching his face and collapsing to the ground, unconscious.
That's a good start. I like being peppered with arrows.
It is now the Desert Dweller's turn.
Have you done the turn order yet? Because I can't see it.
It's fine. I don't have your tokens out here, so it's a little tricky for me to add your
okay, sorry.
characters. So I've got it written down, just to make life easier. So, the individual with the shield and sword raises his scimitar up high and commands his 2 fellows to march with him, and the one who appears to be the leader runs straight towards Rillian Stormblessed, feeling that this whole flame stuff is a lot of nonsense and he can't be bothered with that. So he will try and take a swipe at you with his scimitar. What's your armor class?
21.
Yeah, he swings the scimitar and there's a donk as it just hits your armor. And
First time.
And he looks rather annoyed at this, and he so swings again. Getting a total of 18 this time. This one you move backwards because it's a slightly better swing, but again, just hitting thin air, nothing toing. Yeah, his two compatriots with dual wielding swords. One of them runs towards Tullius, and the other one runs towards Galaris. They're not quite within range to get to close combat, as their leader was slightly ahead of them. But the other archer decides to repay Tullius in kind and fires a arrow at him. That will be 18.
So armor class is armor, right? So 18. My armor class is 18.
Okay, so the arrow comes streaking out from the longbow and hits you square in the shoulder. And hang on, let me just make sure I get the correct dice. Yeah, so for 6 points of damage. You rolled quite badly. So yeah, it slams into your shoulder, not too deep, but enough for you to wince a little bit. Right. The other archer would have gone, but he's dead. Galaris, you notice that the blue-skinned humanoids are now starting to move quickly up towards you from their rocky hiding places. Some seem to have spears. There's a particularly large one with what appears to be a two-handed sword. And some of them have very crude-looking swords and shields. Now, it is Aurora's turn. And she's not entirely sure what to do.
Triangle of death.
She she decides she looks to Galaris and she takes out her flute and plays a melody, and magical sparks come out from her flute and leap onto Galaris Amberhorn. You now have been blessed with True Strike. And I will get that up.
Sweet.
Because that should, if I remember correctly, you are able to. You can add
add a D4.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that's not bless, because I know bless makes you add a D4.
I know guidance also adds D4 to a skill check.
D4.
True Strike.
True Strike just gives you advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage on your next attack roll.
Grand.
So it is now your turn.
Is there anyone that looks particularly wounded still that I can try and take a shot at?
The only person that was wounded is now dead. The others are looking pretty hale and healthy. There's two gentlemen with who are wielding dual swords that are running towards you and Stormblessed. Stormblessed is currently in combat with who appears to be the leader, who has a sword and a scimitar, and there's one archer.
I'll shoot the archer.
Okay. Roll an attack with your. Is it a heavy crossbow?
No, it's just a normal crossbow.
Okay. Roll an attack. You have advantage.
Right. Okay, I'll do it again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are both misses. Also, god damn, those are not good rolls.
Unfortunately, yeah, your crossbow bolt flies, but it just whizzes past the archer's head and lands into the dune somewhere. And we are now back to the top of the round. Sam.
I switch to my glaive and prepare to be charged.
Okay. So are you holding an action until he gets into contact with you?
Yeah, because I'm going to assume I'm pretty close to Stormblessed and Amberhorn.
You are.
So, if they charge me, I can use my reaction to attack them and hold them in place.
That's correct.
That's my plan.
Okay.
It will not survive contact with the enemy, though.
We'll see. Stormblessed, it is now your turn.
I attempt to give the guy with the scimitar the good news of Hieronymus in the form of the point of my longsword.
Excellent.
Oh, that's not going to hit, though. But I have a second attack, so...
Okay.
No.
Unfortunately, after both of your strikes with the longsword, he kind of looks up at you and smirks, saying, "This is clearly your first time as well." As he manages to, instead of taking the blows, as you have been able to do, he just dodges left and right, making sure he doesn't get hit. And
yeah,
he attempts...
Just waiting for him to back away so I can spit in his face with a firebolt.
Yeah, give him the real bad news. He now decides this is the perfect opportunity to try and make better on his offer. That is... rolling terribly. That is a total of 12.
He says rolling terribly, he's rolling better than I am.
Okay, he's now rolled a 20 total, not natural. But you're 21.
So sad. The important number is 21.
I know. He rolls to swing at you again, and it goes thunk, and then he rolls again, and again you just sidestep him ever so gently, and he just strikes midair. And he seems just as frustrated with this particular engagement as you do. But now one of his compatriots wielding dual-bladed swords runs up towards Stormblessed, making sure to stay away from Tullius. And he attempts to swipe you as well with 2 scimitars. That's a miss. That is... Be quiet, please, Alexa. That is a 24 to hit.
24?
Yeah.
Wow.
This guy actually did a bit better.
Michael, the AI Overlord wants to play too.
Apparently so.
Give him a character sheet.
I'm not really sure I want to give Alexa a character sheet. Anyway, he does...
We can kill it.
Hang on, I'm just checking something.
Oh?
Yeah. How much does this guy annoy me?
He annoys you for...
Shield.
Sorry?
Shield.
Oh, the spell or an actual shield?
Yes, the spell.
Oh.
My AC is now 26 for the rest of the turn. So sad.
Is it a
The magic
reaction?
number is yes.
Okay. Yeah. The blow looks as though it's going to strike you clear and true, but just as it's about to connect with your arm, where there was a slightly unarmoured location, you just notice it and think to yourself, no. And it bounces off of an invisible force, sparks flying, and this swordsman looking very confused. The other one rushes up towards Tullius. You may make an attack.
I use my reaction to hold him back. I use attack opportunity to hold him back. So just say roll the attack. Plus. Does that hit?
Unfortunately not. He ducks out of the way of your glaive thrust and continues moving in to attack.
Okay, well I've still got my action. Okay, so what does he do when he's in close combat, you mean?
He tries swiping at you with one of his swords. That's a total of 16.
18.
Nope. So you duck out of the way of the first swipe, and he takes the other blade and throws it with a backhanded swipe. That is an 18 this time.
Okay.
And he does 8 points of damage. This one cutting a nick into your shoulder. Again, not enough for you to drop your glaive, but enough for you to go, ow. That hurt.
Okay. So it's now my turn, right?
No, it is now Aurora's
Yeah, because I hold it by action.
Oh, you did?
Remember?
That's fine, yeah. You've got one action you can make.
I roll to attack.
Okay. Oh, so close.
I will get sunk one day.
Yeah, with the roll of 15, you thrust, and you think you're like, yes, I've got him! And it cuts away some of the fabric of his clothing. But you just managed to miss hitting actual skin.
This is why I play as mages. Magic missile always hits.
This is true. Right, it is now Tanya's turn. Aurora's turn, I should say. Okay. She looks to the individual who's attacking Tullius, and she puts her flute down to one side, and much to your surprise, she starts mocking him viciously. She's insulting the look of his turban. She's saying how he looks utterly ridiculous. He should be absolutely ashamed of himself. What would his mother think? Every kind of insult under the sun. And he now has to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. Okay. So as she's hurling these abusive words, the guy who was fighting you, Sam, suddenly turns to look at her, and you think for the briefest of seconds you see a tear come out of at the corner of his eye, before he furiously wipes it away. He took 4 points of damage, and he now has disadvantage on his next attack roll. That's a wonderful little cantrip spell. Right. Galaris, you notice the blue-scaled dragonborn are moving quickly up the dune. Near the front of them is Torok. And he has just a moment to say. He gets close enough to the dune. He's not holding his weapon at you. His bow is still. He has his bow drawn, but he's got an arrow on the string, but it's not pointed at you. And he says to you, "What languages do you speak?"
Sorry,
to Galaris.
Oh, sorry.
If I remember correctly, you speak Draconic?
I never actually said that yet. I've already got caught in a puddle. I'm like, I'll figure that later. But I can't. Can't get away with being better and be like, sure, why not?
Okay. No, he yells out to you in Draconic initially, and then when you stare at him blankly, he then says, do you honestly think you can defeat the dragon?
We would be here if we didn't.
And that's the end of his turn. It is now your turn.
Alright. I will try to shoot at that archer again. I might even hit him this time.
Okay, so you load the crossbow, and second action, fire crossbow.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that hits.
Damage is 1d8 plus 1. Yeah, I'll fall damage then.
Okay. Crossbow bolt shoots the archer in the shoulder, who goes, and gripping his shoulder, but he then quickly comes up and, taking the bow, shoots forward to aim back at you. And misses, because that's a grand total of 15.
Sweet.
Right. Top of the round again. Yeah, that is everyone who's gone. Tullius, your turn.
I hit him with my glaive.
Okay.
Sorry, just give me a sec. +6.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Finally, I've hit something. Okay, so that's D10, I want to say, for a glaive. Yeah, D10. D10 plus 3.
Yeah, 1d10. Okay, so 7 points of damage. Yeah, you are so happy you managed to make contact. You carve a nice little bit out of his midsection, making him wince out loud in pain. He is still standing, but he didn't look like he enjoyed that very much.
Okay, I get an addition. I've got another attack, don't I?
You do.
Plus 6.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. Plus 3, so that's 5.
Okay. That's a total of 11.
Wait, what did I roll there?
You rolled a 2.
Sorry, just let me check something. Martial archetype. Sorry, just because I think my attack. Okay, because I'm a heavy weapon and great weapon, and I'm using both hands, I get to re-roll the 2.
Yeah, because of Great Weapon Master. Not Great Weapon Master. It's a feat. Yeah. Cool. So that's 14 points of damage done to him in total. Yeah, he's looking very rough. You've carved another nice chunk out of his midsection, and he's holding his 2 swords and he's looking pretty rough.
Okay, sorry, just let me check something. I use my bonus action to hit him with the back of the stick.
Okay, go for it.
Give that's plus 1, so that's 16.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so that's 4. Plus 3, and because I took a 5 penalty, that is plus 10.
Yeah, with your final swing, that's
how I got the back of it and just bashed him in the head with it.
Yeah, you slam it into his eye, and you hear a satisfying as his eye explodes from the impact of your polearm into his skull, and he just collapses to the ground.
At this point, I want to shout out in Infernal, finally, as loud as I can.
Across the desert, you just hear this deep guttural "Rah!" in Infernal.
Yep.
Stormblessed, it is your turn.
I will continue the furious combat.
Yeah, unfortunately, both times he's just ducking and weaving. You've trained in the art of swordsmanship for a while. This guy appears to he's picked up a lesson or two. He actually seems quite competent, except he can't get through your armor.
Yeah.
But he does now attempt to swipe at you again. No, not with that roll. Okay, this time he got 22 on this hit.
Oh wow!
Do you wish to use it again?
No.
Okay. He takes the scimitar, just cutting into a small section where there is no armor, and he manages to do 6 points of damage.
Finally, you stopped flirting with me.
He's looking quite sweaty and frustrated at this. Clearly he's not used to fighting crazy people who wear really heavy armor in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, it's almost as though it's useful or something.
Wait. What races are we all? Sorry, I forgot what races we are.
Well, Cerulean is human, although he does have scales-ish.
I was going to say, because I'm fairly sure Amberhorn's a tiefling too.
Yeah, I am.
So we don't really care that much about the heat.
No.
We've got fire resistance. So.
But you're still wearing heavy armor, which will be uncomfortable in the desert. So,
Yep.
Yeah, but still used to the heat.
Yeah. Right. It is now last dual-wielding sword guy's turn, and he now rushes up to Stormblessed to aid his compatriot and attempts to make a swing.
Oh dear.
And rolls a natural 20. So. Not for all that much, though. He does a total of 8 points of damage.
Right.
He manages to find a small section just between your breastplate and your pauldron, not your pauldron, sorry, your the armor that guards your waist, and he manages to cut into it. It hurts, brilliant. It's definitely, you think to yourself, oh god, always the joints, always the joints. And he takes another swing, but this time only rolls 18. And you, learning your lesson, duck, move out of the way quickly enough to not be harmed by this angry flurry of blows. It is now Tanya's turn. She decides it's hard because a lot of these are quite overpowered. So she's going to try and use the crossbow on the archer in the distance. She takes it in both hands, squints with one eye, takes aim, and yeah, that'll hit. That's 17 plus. Yeah, 17 plus 2. That'll happily hit. Was it just a regular crossbow?
Yeah, light one. I wasn't going to take a hand crossbow. No, I took a light one.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, sorry. Feared, because it was light crossbow. I took, heavy ones I chose.
So it was a light crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay. The last archer got hit for 10 points of damage, and the crossbow bolt sinks quite comfortably into his neck, and he gurgles, holding onto the bolt, and then collapses. And she looks at the crossbow, seemingly quite shocked that she actually hit something, and drops it to the ground.
Wait, she drops the crossbow to the ground?
She was just so shocked that she actually managed to hit something. She wasn't expecting to.
I give her a crossbow and she disrespects it like
that. She looks quite excited, honestly, that she hit something. She's anyway. Galaris. Torok looks at you again and says, "Look, really don't have a lot of time. If you think you can kill the dragon, then we might be able to help you. But we need to get rid of these guys. Are you for real?"
Of course. As I said, we wouldn't be here if we weren't.
He turns back to his compatriots and yelling at them in Draconic, which to you sounds like an awful lot of scaly hisses and growls and snarls. And the larger individual, with what appears to be a two-handed greatsword, starts barreling through towards the unfortunate dude with the two swords.
Okay.
And gets a 18, which quite happily hits. He swings with the greatsword, and it slams down into the guy's arm, almost making him drop the scimitar. And he yells out in pain and stares up at the very, very large dragonborn, and yells out, "What the hell are you doing?" And the other dragonborn is starting to reach the top of the dune, standing near Galaris. Galaris, it is now your turn.
Right. So these guys actually probably swung to our side of things now.
You think so, or at least they certainly seem to be making. Roll an insight check. Oh no, it wouldn't be insight. Make a intelligence check.
See, insight, I'd be like, oh, I can do that. Intelligence, not so much. let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Intelligence I've only got a bit too.
No, but that's enough. It seems to you like there's some kind of rivalry going on here. You're not sure what the arrangement is, but you reckon that these Dragonborn were not fond of these humans who were serving the Blue Dragon, and maybe they've just spotted an opportunity.
In which case, I'll try and go and assist the guy that's under attack. I'll drop my crossbow and draw my my magic mace.
Mm-hmm. Your magic mace of smitiness.
Right. Yep. Right, let's we'll run up and go bonk him. So
give him a bonk.
50 plus 7? Yes. Damn, I'm still rolling very low for that. 13 to hit.
Unfortunately,
with the advantage only for one attack.
Yeah, that was only for one attack, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well,
actually no, because I will have advantage because I'm flanking him.
You are flanking him. That's quite correct. Roll again.
Again. Oh, there we go.
That'll do. 24. That'll do. Roll damage.
Right. I can also do where is it? Right, Divine Strike. So once on each of my turns, when I hit a creature with my weapon, I can deal an extra d8 damage.
Nice.
So, right, and for the weapon. Right, so that's damages 26 plus 4 plus 2. Okay. D6. And then yeah, so in total that'll be yeah, so that's a total of 12 damage to him with that strike.
Nice. With that and the combination of the great weapon attack from the rather muscular looking Dragonborn, you send the mace flying down with a beautiful arc straight onto the top of his head. You hear a satisfying cracking, squelching noise, and like something that's been poleaxed, the guy just drops to the ground dead. There is now only the individual with there's only the leader there now, and he's looking rather shaky. Tullius, it's your turn.
Can I charge the leader?
You can certainly try.
Okay. So what do you want me to roll?
If you're rolling an attack, roll an attack.
Okay, so I've charged him, rolling. +6.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay, so roll damage.
You have advantage because you're flanking him, so you can roll again if you want to try and get a 20.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to roll again.
No, it hits regardless, but
yeah,
no crits.
+3, so that's 11.
Okay. You send the glaive into one of the back of his legs, and he winces in pain. Ah! And he looks like he's really regretting his life choices at the moment. You have another attack.
Well, I've got another attack.
Yeah, you've only hit him once.
Okay.
That one will miss, I'm afraid.
Okay, and I've got advantage. So
You do. That, however, is a natural 20. So.
Finally, I get to use one of the feat of things. So, one of the feats is if I get a critical or kill someone on my turn, I get to hit him again with my stick.
That's fair.
Yeah, my bonus action.
That's fine.
So if you just die from this, I get another go.
So it's 14 plus
3.
And
so
yeah, like that, you take your glaive, swinging it in a wide arc, and Stormblessed, you feel something bounce off your shoulder.
It's that guy's head, isn't it?
It is that guy's head, face down in the desert, and his body kind of sinks to its knees and then crumples to the ground.
Excellent work.
There is a polite bit of applause from Aurora in the background. The very large Dragonborn with the two-handed sword, which you realise it is a sword, but it looks like it's partly made from. You're not entirely sure. It's like it looks like it's made out of wood, obsidian, and some kind of crystal. It's a very large, angry, lethal-looking thing, which you'd have thought would be too unwieldy for anyone. But this Dragonborn is probably the tallest, largest you've ever seen. And it just looks down at you with a very long snout and sniffs Stormblessed.
Hello.
And
If that was in Draconic, William does speak Draconic.
He says in Draconic, you are dragon touched.
Sorry, I.
That I am, good fellow.
Do you say that back in Draconic, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He kind of cocks his head to one side. He snorts again and starts wandering back towards Torok and the other Dragonborn who now start to crest the hill. And now that you have a moment to catch your breath, you notice that they definitely are desert-dwelling Dragonborn. Very simple clothes. Some of them wearing turbans, some not, with spears, which also appear to be wood, but they have this strange crystal-like blades on the ends. Some of them are carrying, and Torok steps over to you guys and goes, "Well, that worked out rather conveniently. I was worried that we might have to remove you of your belongings, so to say. Sorry about all that.
Sorry to interrupt you, Michael, but but the internet went down for a second. So what happened?
Right. What was the last thing you heard?
I decapitated someone.
You did. Then the very, very large Dragonborn. If I was to try and give you guys a picture, you know a Saurus warrior?
Yes.
It's that kind of level of physicality, but standing more upright. He's just spoken to Rillian Stormblessed in Draconic. Sorry, you're not quite. I don't think either of you speak Draconic, so you're not quite sure what he said. But the conversation seemed to go well enough as he walks back to his the rest of the group, and Torok, smiling, clasping both his hands together, goes, "I am very glad that turned out that way. I was worried we might have to kill you all." And he gives a slightly sheepish, toothy smile.
Okay, I'm just going to get a drink. You continue. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. He gestures to the desert floor, and he looks back to one of his compatriots, saying something in Draconic, which Stormblessed understands. Basically, it's hide the bodies. And two of the other Dragonborn take off with the corpses and start dragging them off into the desert. And he looks.
If they're making preparations to hide everything, so it doesn't get quickly seen, I think we'll take a short rest and just kind of start binding up any wounds to prepare for an actual fight.
That's fine. He takes you. He gestures to the sand and says, "We'll be safe here for a moment. They're not going to. We won't have to worry about them for now. But I feel like I owe you a little bit of an apology. I was instructed to, basically lead anyone who looked wealthy, well-armed, and, out here. It was that or get eaten by the dragon, so..."
But it's always so much more convenient to eat and rob people that come to your room for dinner, rather than having to go fly out there.
Well, indeed. And Lightning Cutter is... he rolls his eyes. Gorthok, that's its real name, much prefers having its meals come towards it than having to go out and hunt. I think the only time it ever goes out to hunt is if we let it know of a caravan going by. And it's, either we work for him or, well, we get eaten. So,
Well, that's fine. I am very glad that we didn't have to kill you, and I look forward to slaying the dragon with you.
oh, I'm not going in there. That thing will kill me.
No other surprises to expect, is there?
He thinks for a moment. There are more of them in there. More of the human servants who are less likely to, let's just say, be as cooperative.
I mean, I thought for a second you meant more dragons. I'm glad we just have to deal with the one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to use a couple of hit dice to try and recover some HP.
That's fine. You all get the benefits of a short rest. So you can indeed all recover from your recent excursion.
I'll retrieve my crossbow.
Good idea.
There we go. What damage? I never took any damage.
I was about to say, you barely took any damage.
Nobody can prove otherwise.
Indeed.
And I will also use my sorcery points to refresh my spell slot.
Fair enough. There
you go, all topped off.
Awesome sauce. But yeah, he sits you all down and says, there are 8 more of them in the camp, armed with various weapons. They are. Let me put it this way: they are more than willing to fight this out, shall we say?
Well, that's somewhat in a way.
They are people who the dragon brought with them. They borderline worship it. It's actually really frustrating because most people seem to assume that because we have the blue scales that we have an affinity with the dragon in question, and whilst ancestrally speaking that might be true, we'd rather not get involved because it has this horrible tendency of eating us whenever it's unhappy.
Yeah. It's always annoying when something sees you as comfort food.
Indeed. However,
the simple rule: never work for anything bigger than you.
That is a very sensible rule. It's at this point that Aurora pipes up and says, so, how exactly are we going to... Will the dragon come out and help if it notices its people being killed? And Turok goes, no, the dragon is very, very lazy, and it's grown quite fat of late from the various caravans and individuals it's been eating. I would be pleasantly surprised if it did come out. Well, not pleasantly, but you understand what I'm saying. It's an unlikely possibility. But we will need to move quickly because otherwise there are more followers that could be called in. So, how do you want to do this?
Can we somehow entice the remaining followers out of the cave so we can deal with them separately from the dragon?
That might be possible.
And then you and your friends might be able to pepper them while we go deal with the dragon.
Unfortunately, there is only one entrance or exit, and it's right in front of the mouth of the cave, and he points down the valley that he was leading you towards.
Sorry, you broke up for a little bit. I didn't get the thing he said before, unfortunately.
Oh, no, he goes, there is only one entrance in and out of the cave. And, yes, it's large enough for the dragon to get in and out, but, we are understandably concerned because we don't want to be eaten, so no one is likely to go into the cave with you, but they're more than willing to take care of everyone outside. If you think you can defeat the dragon, then fantastic. If you can't, for whatever reason, we want to have some kind of culpable deniability that we helped you in any way. And again, he flashes you this slightly off-putting, toothy grin and says, No offence meant, but we've seen people try and kill dragons before, and, well, we've seen the bodies.
I know, that's what makes it so profitable to kill one. Do you know how much flat armor is worth?
All the riches and armor in the world is no good to a dead man. Or dragon.
Right, I think he's saying it's no good after it's been killed as well, because the dragons tend to stamp the armor flat.
Indeed.
You can get some money for scrap metal.
Anyway, my point is that it'd be much easier, much more certain of success if you were to help us take care of those little nuisances before we have to deal with the dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say, would the dragon care about music?
The dragon likes music. It's very fond of poets and artists and musicians.
Okay, what about this? We send the elf into the cave, playing her instruments.
She's already shaking her head.
Then, when it's distracted listening to the music, we go up and cut off its wings.
Torok gives Tullius a long look. You don't know how big this dragon is, do you?
I've only killed the little ones.
This is a big one. And then he turns back to Stormblast. We are more than willing to help you out with the followers of Gothok, but yes, as for the dragon itself, we would prefer to stay outside.
Yeah, well, I think that's fine. So how about we come up with some kind of way of enticing the rest of the followers out of the cave, such as something along the lines of one of your fellows running down and saying, "We've dealt with them, come and help us carry the loot." And then we can ambush them once they've come out of the cave.
Oh, I've got a better one. What about we say, we've killed a attacking party, but they've got a nice musician. Then we get the elf to play some music, so they're out to go to get her. Then when they come out together, we shoot them with arrows.
Or why not say maybe something like, hey, there's a caravan departing from the city, and I've got us a gig as pretending to be guards for the caravan, but we need most of you to come to the city, which should take them a few days.
Well, no, he already said that a caravan is the only thing the dragon comes out for, so I think that's one of the ones we don't want to use.
Torok surveys you all and says, I had an idea, which I must admit I only contemplated in the last 5-10 minutes. What if we took you all as prisoners? We keep your arms and armour close by. Well, your armour obviously you keep wearing, just to make this easier. But your arms we keep close by, and we then get the jump on them.
Don't take this the wrong way. You seem like an amusing fellow, but given it was only 5-6 minutes ago that you were prepared to kill us, because you weren't totally sure we could deal with the dragon, you can understand how that's not going to happen.
More importantly, we all wearing plate armour, so we're not exactly going to be the most stealthy lot.
Well, that's sort of my point. Any stealth on your point, no offence meant, is not likely to succeed. So,
I think
am I right in understanding that you would like me to send myself or one of my friends down there to the human followers of Gothok, convince them that there is something worth coming out for, and get them out of the cave? That's what you want the most.
Yes. I think that we would all agree we'd like to deal with them while not having the dragon breathing down our necks right from the start, and then we'd be much happier going in and dealing with preferably only the dragon, but any that remain afterwards. And anything that you could do to draw out some of his remaining followers so that we can deal with them more conveniently would be most appreciated.
He thinks for a moment. They are all currently inside of the cave. So, and there's an encampment where you could perhaps get some cover. We might be able to convince them. We could convince them to come out, I think. They've no reason to suspect anything yet.
Okay.
So, are you all going to take up positions and then get ready to attack? Is that what I understand?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. He thinks about this for a little while. Let me send a scout ahead just to make sure the coast is clear. And I shall go in and see if we can convince them all to come out. There are some places you might be able to hide.
Okay.
And if me and my fellows basically just make sure we're nice and plain and obvious, we'll encourage them all to come outside, and then you can jump out from cover and deal with them, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. This is something we could work with. And he, when the rest of the Dragonkin come back with the hidden bodies of the compatriots, you notice one or two of them have taken a scimitar as like a little trophy. And Torok goes, "All right, we'll take you into the valley. I suggest you try and find whatever cover you can in that case."
Mm.
Do you want me to roll stealth then?
Yes, I would like all of you, in fact, to roll stealth.
Stealth is
Keep up
dex,
the rolls.
right?
Yeah, it's dex modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's +1, so 12.
Jesus. Well, Aurora got a 24 to her stealth.
So one of us is stealthy.
So she's stealthy.
Wait, did she pick up the crossbow?
Yeah, she does pick up the crossbow and hand it back to you.
Well, isn't she going to need this for this attack?
She shakes.
My
She's
stealth is 0.
literally 0.
What in total?
In
Would you
total,
like
it's
2
0.
minus 2 or something?
Oh
Well,
boy.
no, I rolled a 6, and it's -6 for full plate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Would mean like we've got 3 of
I
us
thought
in
it
the
was
arm, we're all in trouble.
Oh.
I thought it was just disadvantage.
No, there is a. Hang on, let me bring up the rule
Armor
quickly.
check penalty for full plate is -6.
Yeah, that's what I.
Which is wrong, because full plate, properly fitted plate, just doesn't make much noise at all until you trip over something. Chainmail makes a huge amount of noise, but hey ho.
According to this, full plate is just disadvantage.
It might be you thinking of older editions, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, in that case, you get a 6, which still isn't great.
Well, I should roll again. And see
But
if it
I
gets worse.
do need Tim to roll again. Oh, you've made it worse.
How much worse? There it
I
is.
rolled a 1, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Hang on, those are D10s.
Yeah, that is a D10, Tim.
Oopsie.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Let's see if I can get the natural 1 on a D20.
You roll 2 D20s, you got 2 chances.
Huh?
Ooh,
I got
2 and an 18, so
Yeah.
almost.
Nearly. Right,
I'm sorry.
I need George and
Yeah.
Were you wearing plate?
Do it now. Yeah, man, plate.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm wearing plate.
Yep, so you need to roll again.
Oh, I mean, because it could get worse.
We might as well just have rubber ducks on our head.
Oh dear.
Well, this is why we're trying to hide in tents rather than.
So, yeah, you're all quite noisy. Okay. I will move you now over to the next map. Where you,
fancy.
well, yeah, you managed to get this far, before a bunch of individuals start running out. Initially, start walking out of the cave, hearing all the racket, and they all notice you. One of them stepping forward and yelling in Draconic to the towards the Dragonkin, and you understand this, Stormblessed. He's yelling, "Who are these? What are they doing here? Where are the rest of the men we sent out with you?" They're looking quite...
And spit. Ooh, max damage, almost.
Who are you aiming at?
The one talking.
Wonderful. He screams in pain. You guys get a surprise round for this. So roll initiative.
I really miss Burning Hands now, because that was so much fun just running into rooms, just going boom. And I don't know why it rolled 2.
Pretty mad.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it.
You have to say thank you. I drew it myself.
Yeah, I can't take that much credit. that is a level of skill that is far beyond me. Okie dokie. Right. Who got 20 or over?
I would have had a non-natural 20 in total.
Okay.
So I'm going to re-roll mine because it rolled 2 dice by accident.
That's fine.
Okay, 17.
Okay. Right. Tim, was that 17?
Yep.
I will roll for... gonna roll for the rest of them, but only you guys will get to move in your surprise round, because they weren't expecting you to just go overboard like that, just right from the get-go. Tanya gets a 3 in total. So that's 5. Oh, no, 5 in total, sorry, including her thingy. Right, so top of the round, George.
Alrighty. Trying to think of should go. So we've got this camp on the. So we've got a camp on the left, camp on the right. It's a lot of guards. Are they getting ready to fire at us? They're getting ready to attack us? Or
they look like they've been taken on the back foot. They do have arrows on strings, but none of them had weapons drawn until literally in the next couple seconds, as your slightly scaly-skinned companion just blew a fireball in one of their faces.
So in other words, the shields aren't in a defensive position.
No, they.
I guess.
So they're flat-footed, basically.
Yes, that's why you guys get the surprise round.
I guess I'm gonna go move. His dash is another 30 feet, isn't it?
It is indeed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me try again. So,
But did I reload my crossbow earlier?
I'm going to assume that you did it during the short rest, honestly.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, I'm just gonna just bolt up the central.
That's fine. You charge up the stairs.
Up.
Excellent.
Hoping in 20 AC and praying to God.
Excellent. Makes sense as you're a cleric.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay, out of Rillian and Tullius, what's your dex mods?
0.
Okay, so Tullius, you go next.
Okay, I shoot my crossbow.
Where are you aiming?
One of the guys with a shield.
Okay. Do you want the guy who's lurching backwards because he got a fireball to the face?
Yes.
Okay. That does not hit.
No. Okay. Instead of reloading, can I fix my knife to the end of my crossbow as a bayonet?
You could certainly try. Make an intelligence check.
Okay. My intelligence is +1, I think.
You don't really know how to attach this to the end of the crossbow in a way that will actually make it function. You kind of attempt to shove it where the behind the string, and you kind of try several things. It's not working. It's just not working. You thought you had a good idea there, but for whatever reason, it's just not functioning.
I will fix the bayonet, Michael.
It's fine. Just have to think of a smarter way to do it with maybe not a combat going on. just advice.
Well, what am I going to do if I'm meant to charge him? I need to fix the bayonet.
Yeah. Something you'll have to invent in downtime, perhaps. Anyway, that's you did an action to shoot, an action to try and fix that. Do you wish to move?
Nah.
Okay. Rillian, it's your turn.
Yeah, I will move 30 foot up. And I will spit the guy again. I doubt that hits.
No, not this time. He, realising what you were trying to do this time, backs out of the way and the spit flies past.
Oh well.
Is that a magical ability, or is it a...
It's a cantrip.
Ah, brilliant. Cool.
Wait. There's only one entrance in and out of the cave, right?
Yes.
And if the dragon doesn't eat, it will starve.
Well, Torok did say that
months.
Torok did say that it's eaten very, very well lately, and it's grown fat and lazy. So,
what about if we cause a cave in?
Then we wouldn't get any of its loot.
This is true.
And dragons can dig. So let's just crack on, shall we?
Okay. It is now Aurora's turn. Seeing them all. She. Just going to check the spell quickly, but she's seeing them all nicely grouped together. Okay. She smiles, takes a couple steps forward. 10. So she moves right up behind Rillian, and she taps you on the shoulder, and she holds aloft a little triangle, and she says, "I've been waiting to use this." And she taps it once, ding, and it makes a very long resonating sound. And you notice that the clouds that were already pretty dark above, a small patch of them start getting much, much darker. And then she goes, "Here it comes!" Ding! A huge lightning bolt comes striding out of the sky and lands smack in the middle of that group of individuals. She called lightning, and each creature within 5 feet of that point has to make a dexterity save. And that means that for these 3 individuals over here, this is going to be unpleasant. If first one failed, natural 20. So the 2 archers both failed, and the swordsman is going to take full damage. So that's 3d10. Okay, so the 2 archers are instantly vaporized. As she managed to do a grand total of 18 points of damage.
Lovely.
And the swordsman is looking a bit rough. And she smiles and puts the triangle away and draws her sword, her rapier. Now it's time for me to roll initiative for everything else. So.
Okay, so does anyone have any ideas on how we're going to take out the other two archers?
Does that work for me? Does it work for you?
Yeah, just a thing of...
We have crossbows, we have spells, we have weapons.
Yeah, but I'm willing to bear with my crossbow's a bit worse than wear now I've tried to attach a knife to the end of it, so... I'm just going to go use my glaive.
Don't need to roll for you or for you. Ooh, natural 20. Okay. And ironically, the one that was struck by lightning rolled a natural 1 for his initiative. I feel like that's fair enough.
Yeah, like his nerves have been fried or something.
It is.
He's mourning his friends.
His friends are now just sort of blackened corpses on the ground. Right. Top of the round. Galaris, it is your turn. You've gone charging up the steps.
Alright, let's go attack this dude.
Okay. Roll for an attack.
$14.
Unfortunately, that just misses. The swing...
Okay.
Yeah, putting the shield just in front of you is enough to parry the blow just out of the way.
Oh, that's me done then. That's a movement and attack.
You've got 2 attacks, I believe.
Is it cleric? Let's check. I don't think I do.
No, cleric's just one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't get the extra attack feature.
Fair enough.
Spells and
My apologies.
funky shenanigans and whatnot.
That's true. Right, so this individual wielding 2 swords. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30 feet gets him just to within striking distance of Rillian.
Oh, goody.
And he starts taking some swings. That will be a 24 to hit.
Yep, fine.
And he swings again. 21.
Fine.
Okay, so that's 2.
I'll take my damage.
Okay, so 2d6. He rolled a 1 on each, so that's a grand total of 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Both swings just cutting into the armour, but 'tis but a scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, it is your turn.
Okay, I get my glaive out.
Mm-hmm.
And I run towards the enemy.
Okay.
Okay, so how far can I move?
You can move 30 feet.
Okay.
So double up to 1 to 60?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're dashing, you can move 60 feet, but it will take one of your actions away.
So I'm just trying to work out how far. It's about there?
60 would be right up against them, I think.
Yeah, 60 feet would get you right up to the wounded guy, but you wouldn't be able to attack. But I suppose you could use your bonus action to bop him with the end of your glaive. Right, Sam. So you could dash and do a bonus action to bop him on the head with the butt of your glaive if you so wish.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So if you move your last to get right up close to him.
What, there?
You won't be able to get up there without an athletics check, because that's 10 feet off the ground from where you are.
Yeah.
So you
I'm just going to stay here and just challenge them into charging me.
Okay. Right, Rillian, it's your turn.
I feel quite content just fighting the one I've got, so I'll attempt to hit him with my longsword. Wow, I'm just rolling very poorly.
Yeah, after a spectacular start, that unfortunately, that misses, I'm afraid.
I think we used all our good luck at the wrong time. Now we've got to fight a dragon.
The two archers on the side.
We're conserving our luck.
One of the archers takes a shot at one of the lizard men and rolls a 16 total, so that will do. An arrow goes thunk into the scaly hide of one of the lizard men, who growls, but appears to be all right for the most part. Right, the one who yelled out initially is now going to attempt to attack the cleric. And rolls a natural 1.
Thanks, God.
We're burning out all the bad luck before we face the dragon.
I'm going to...
It's just natural 20s the minute we enter the cave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that he attempts to swipe at you, but his first foot steps onto the first step of the bridge that you were walking up onto, and he slips for a moment, and to regain his balance, he loses his other action. He almost completely pratfalls. Right, it's now the large, scaly individual who decides to stomp forward up the steps and taking his large two-handed weapon, I know the model doesn't have it, but I couldn't find one, rolls 24 to hit in total. That will do nicely. And he maxes out on his damage. He does a grand total of 14. So takes this two-handed wooden obsidian crystal blade of horrible edginess and slams it into the shield arm, and you swear for a moment you hear something snap, and the guy is wincing in pain trying to hold his shield. He did not like that. That seemed to really hurt. In fact, to the point that he's looking a bit unhealthy. Right, other lizard dude starts running up to support Tullius. The other guy with the shield runs forward and attempts to swipe at the lizard man. Manages to hit. Hits twice. Okay. The man slashes twice with the scimitar across this large dragonkin's chest. 2 lovely gashes start bleeding and he growls in pain, but he appears to be standing at the moment. Did not enjoy that though at all. And the lizard man who got shot is just going to start running up to the other archers. Torok's turn. He decides he's not really fond of being shot at with arrows, and rolls a 1. And he actually, in his haste, he manages to fire the arrow and it just goes well wide. And he tries again. This time gets an 18 total and does 4 points of damage to one of the archers. And last, your lizardy friend comes up to try and join you. Swings and a misses. He's not particularly good at this whole archery gig. Other archer shoots at the lizard men who is running towards him. Of course, he gets a natural 20. Yeah, this lizard man who'd already been shot 3 times takes another one that goes straight between the skull and he collapses to the ground.
Did he have a name, or is he just random lizard?
You never asked his name.
Didn't really get an opportunity.
No.
Goodbye, nameless guardsman. You'll not be missed.
Seeing the fighting, Aurora steps back a couple paces and decides to cast True Strike on... Huh?
Call lightning is a continuous effect. She can keep calling down lightning bolts every turn for as long as she wants.
That is absolutely true. So realizing this, she takes out the triangle again, looks up to the sky and goes, I love this part. Ding! And lightning comes crashing down onto the two archers, who now have to try and make dexterity checks. One rolls a natural 1, and the other one fails.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me of that. Thank you.
It's the third level spell slot. Nice and chunky.
Yeah. So, whilst the others were like blackened corpses, these ones just turned to ash. And the lightning just continues outside, and she's just smiling up, going, there's some beautiful harmonics around here. The last lizard man decides to rush up and help its fellow, just in case. And the very wounded-looking soldier, thinking he'll have a better chance against the lizard man, rather than these rather well-armed and armoured adventurers, rushes forward and takes 2 swipes. One hitting. No, both hitting, in fact, with their bonuses. So that's 2d6s. Oh. For a grand total of 14 points of damage. Yeah, unfortunately, this lizard man the guy runs straight at him screaming, and just one blow almost severs his arm from his shoulder and the other one across his throat. And he gargles and just collapses to the ground.
Wait, just to clarify, are these lizardmen or are they dragonborn?
They are dragonborn.
Okay, sorry, just because you're confused.
No, I know. I'm kind of confused between the two, if I'm honest. Right, Cleric, it is now your turn. Are you gonna? What do you want to do now, Galaris?
Let's see.
You've
Let's probably try and see if I can actually land a damn hit. No.
Unfortunately, no.
I can do no harm, but they can't harm me either.
These stairs seem to be very treacherous.
Damn, they have the high ground.
They in fact they do. It is now the individual with 2 swords, and he tries to swipe at the lizard man. Missing and missing.
Ooh, another natural 1.
I know. One of his scimitars goes flying out of his hand, lands into the ground, and he rather frustratedly takes his scimitar in both hands and squares off against you guys. Sam, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'd like to move here.
Yeah.
Then can I move here?
Right. To get up there, I need you to make an athletics check.
Okay. Just give me a sec. Athletics is strength, right?
Yeah.
And I've got proficiency, so that's plus... that's plus 6.
That is just enough. You needed a 15 to climb that, because that's now 30 feet in height, because these stairs are getting taller and taller. You climb up. It's heavy and difficult in your armour, but you manage it, and you're now behind them. So that took one of your actions, so you have 1 action left.
I stab them.
Feel free to stab.
Yeah, I stab the one who isn't injured.
Okay.
And because I'm flanking him, I get advantage, right?
You do.
Okay, advantage.
That'll do it.
Okay. Plus 1, so
Yep.
That's plus 1.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay, so that's a D10. Plus 10 because I took a 5 penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 3.
Oof. Nice. Yeah, you take a sizable chunk from the guy's back, stabbing the glaive straight into his spine, and he screams in pain and turns around to see you, looking very frustrated and annoyed. Not down, but very, very badly hurt by that stab.
I then use my bonus action to hit the other one with the end of the stick.
Okay, go for it.
As I'm flanking him, do I still get advantage?
You still get advantage, yes.
Okay, +6 because I'm not taking the penalty.
That is just enough.
Okay.
They're wearing relatively light armour.
Okay, +3, so 6.
Okay. And with that, the guy who was thoroughly concentrating on killing the cleric suddenly gets a stab to the back of the head. And
Not even a stab, just sort of like a boot to the back of the head.
yeah, you bop him on the back of the head and he falls over. Now, Rillian, it is your turn.
Right, I keep going against the guy with only one sword now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he is...
What's my natural one?
Oh...
I haven't rolled above a 6 to hit with that longsword today.
I know, there's something wrong with that sword. Yeah, you're really struggling to hit this guy, even with missing one of his swords. He's just ducking and weaving and bobbing and trying to make sure he doesn't end up deaded. That is now that guy's turn, but he's dead. The big Dragonborn takes a swing. That misses. And he tries again and rolls a natural 20.
Excellent.
10 total, which, in combination with Sam's attack, cleaves the individual almost in half.
I like to think we did it at the same time. Sort of like, we're really strong men, we use great weapons, just...
He gives you a look, and even though you don't understand the language, the look is quite clear, and he gives a slight nod of respect.
I nod back.
It is now one of the Dragonborn's turn. He, seeing that you abandon him, and that this guy murdered one of his friends, he starts trying to hack at him. Unfortunately, he misses. That guy's dead as well. Torok, seeing quite a few of his friends die, and not even remotely pleased about this, walks over this way and starts trying to take shots at the archer. At the last swordsman, and that one will hit, and he shoots again, and the second one misses. So 3. Okay. Arrow sinks into the guy's shoulder, and he almost drops one of his blades, but he is still just barely hanging on in there. The other Dragonborn tries swiping with his sword towards the dodging man. Ooh, he manages to hit. Unfortunately, he hits, but it's like he nicks the guy's ear. You can now see a beautiful slice across his left ear, where the ear is now in 2 pieces.
That's one way to get an ear piercing.
Indeed. Right, it's Aurora's turn. Looking at the battlefield and seeing that there really isn't a safe place now to use this thing.
If I may interject, she can launch it just 5 foot behind somebody.
I'm literally just reading it now, and she decides to walk around to get a better view. She looks at the individual and yells, "Hey! Do you know what happens when a person gets struck by lightning?" Ding! As the lightning bolt comes careening out of the sky. Oh, and he makes his dex save. Oh! Okay.
Too bad, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as the lightning bolt strikes him, causing him to shriek in pain, she says, "The same thing that happens to everything else." And
that's getting your money's worth from that 3rd level slot. That is.
Yeah, that was a murder. Right. Last person in the initiative is the one wounded guy who decides discretion is the better part of valor and disengages. And seems to be running towards the mouth of the cave. George, it's your turn.
It's how many of them are left?
Just the one. You've seen a lightning bolt come down 3 times now and just murder large groups of them. And the last one, who's decided that discretion's the better part of valor, seems to be running back towards the mouth of the cave.
Is that the? Obviously, where is the map? Is it the guy in white or?
It's the guy in the corner with the If I remove
an archer over him.
Yeah, there's a dead archer that he's running on top of. Just here.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, okay. I'll go and try and get him.
Make an athletics check to jump down, because there's a 30-foot drop there.
Cowabunga. You said athletics, yeah?
Yes. Don't roll a 1, and you'll be fine, probably.
We'll see about that. It's not great.
It's not great. You don't fall.
Can I still attack him if I don't nail the landing?
I'm gonna say that you can attempt an attack, but you will fall prone and take damage. You're kind of just leaping almost on top of him. That's enough. That's enough to hit.
So, right, that was yes. And then I get D8 on top of that as well. So 11 damage.
Yeah. As you leap down from the top, you send the mace slamming down onto his head, and there's a wonderful, satisfying squelch as he collapses to the ground. You, however, do hit face first into the ground, taking 2 points of damage.
That's right.
Hey, you did it. Yeah, and for now, that's combat over.
Can I go to pick up one of the swords of one of the guy I killed?
Yeah, of course you can.
Before too much time passes, given it's kind of like combat rounds worth of thing, can I quickly run over to the Dragonborn that have been knocked out, hurt badly, and just check if they're still alive? If they are, I want to give them a hit point each.
Okay, if you move... Let me see.
Well, I'm going to run over to them.
3, 4. You have just enough time to heal. Yeah, actually, you could just about do it. Yeah. You can, in fact. It's a touch-based thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you have just enough time to put 1 hit point down both of the Dragonborn.
Right. I tell them once they're awake, and as we start prepare to go into the cave, I tell them they fought well.
One of them looks up at you and it's replying back in Draconic, says, "I got shot with 3 arrows and didn't do a thing, but I appreciate you healing me."
I reply in Draconic, "Yes, but because they were shooting at you, they stood still for the lightning."
Yeah, they look at her aura and say, one of the Dragonborn looks at you and says, "She could do that all along."
That's what we would have done to you if you tried to attack us.
The Dragonborn looks nervous and gulps. "I'm glad we didn't attack you."
So am I. You seem like honourable folk.
Okay, so I'm just going to add something to my inventory because I picked up the sword.
Scimitar, yeah.
Okay, so...
Do you want the stats?
Well, no, I was just going to put Dragon Colt... No, it's just a trophy.
Okay. So, Dragon Colt Scimitar. Leave it at that.
Dragon Colt Sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in brackets, poor quality. That sounds it.
Yeah, Torok looks at you guys and goes, well, if we're going to do this, it's really now or never.
Okay.
And I very much thank you all for your help, but this is where we part ways for the moment.
Yes, we understand. We'll see you when the job's done.
Very good. And I shall now move us to the last map.
Wait, how many more hit points can you give us back?
Are you guys taking a short rest beforehand?
No. Are you damaged?
Yeah, I took I want to say 12.
Take 12.
Thank you. So I'm back to full.
Okay.
I'm just using lay on hands to just...
Yep, that's fine.
Slap him upside the head for getting hit.
Yep, that's fine.
As we go in.
Okay. You make your way inside the cavern. It's strange, really. You'd think it would be quite dark in here. There is light pouring in behind you, but you notice up across what looks like a sheer cliff face, there is some bright reflective lights, almost like a rainbow. A rainbow of colour just kind of dotting across the screen. Dotting across the cave. It's quite pretty if it wasn't such terrifying circumstances that you're currently in.
Stay close.
The lights look pretty.
Alright, so, do you wish to continue down the tunnel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, I think you might want to hide the turn order.
Well, we know what we're fighting, so...
Yeah. Well, to be fair, when I first saw it, I thought it was a bat, so... I sort of glanced and I thought, oh, we're fighting a bat now.
As you make
we're fighting a dragon.
Have you guys got control of your characters?
No, doesn't look like it.
Oh, that's annoying.
No.
Sorry about that. Alright, Tim, you now have control of yours.
Excellent.
Sam, you have control of yours.
Yeah.
George, you've got control of yours. And I'm piloting Tanya's for the moment. So you manage to make it around the corner, and the first thing that greets you is a waft of decay, as you find what appear to be hundreds of skeletons, various ages, various sizes, various races, all mostly decayed, rotten. Some of them look like they've been partially turned into crystal. It's very strange. But all very, very dead.
Can I roll investigation to see if there's anything useful?
You can.
Don't take too long.
I look at it and realise it's a pile of bones.
It is a pile of bones.
My God.
Yeah, right here, there is what appears to be a 40-foot sheer cliff. This cave, whilst the tunnels leading up to this point are narrow, it seems to open up into a far larger chamber.
Who's first?
Is there any way... Is the larger chamber where the dragon is?
You don't know. You never asked.
Who has proficiency with athletics?
Yes.
Because I got it, so if we help the other two up, then go up ourselves, it should mean there's the least chance of us suffering any damage.
Is it up or down?
Up.
Okay, well, I guess we need to climb.
Aurora looks at you and goes, I'm not that strong. Anyone got a rope?
I've got a rope!
You sound so excited by that.
Right.
Yes, because I've brought so much stuff in Michael's campaigns and he never gives me an opportunity to use it.
Well,
Like gallons
how
of
about-
oil.
Well, I've also got a flying broom, so I can use that as well.
You do have a flying broom.
Okay, I tie a bit of rope to the end of a crossbow bolt and shoot it up to the rope.
To the roof.
To the roof.
The roof looks like it's a good 200 feet up.
Well, I've only got 100 feet of roof, so that won't do. I shoot it to the top of the sheer cliff.
Or I could just carry it up using the broom.
Aurora nods,
Oh.
but pats you on the shoulder. Your enthusiasm's appreciated. You know, it's...
Okay, well, I'll give him the rope and say, here.
Okay, so you take the broom, and you're going up to the top, yes, Tim?
Yep.
As you land, I want you to make a... No, you're fine, don't worry. Right, when you get to the top, you notice really large crystalline structures, not stalactites that you might maybe expect from a natural cave. These seem to be perfect blue crystals just jetting out from the ground in strange formations that appear random, and you also find random sources of glittering coinage on the ground.
Well, time to investigate that later. I loop the rope round one of the large crystals and wave them up.
Can you do a... I'm going to ask you to make a dexterity check, just to see how well you do the knot.
How about survival?
Survival, that would work, yes. If you're trained survival, that works better.
Yes. Oh. I got a 6.
It holds. It seems to hold. You're not 100% sure about it, but it seems to be holding.
Yeah, I'll hold on to the rope as well, just to sort of backstop it.
Okay. Aurora takes the rope and gives it an experimental tug. Doesn't come loose. Oh, okay. And she starts to climb. So I need her to make an athletics check. She's not trained in. And she rolls a natural 1. She gets about halfway, and then she just can't pull herself up any higher, and she falls, taking 4 points of damage, landing flat on her back. Ow! She says.
I'm just going to fly down and pick her up, or give her the broom so she can fly up. Or just throw the broom down to her. That's even easier.
She catches the broom. Thank you. And she flies on up to the top. So, George and Sam, are you attempting athletics checks?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Or should we just throw the broom down to you at this point?
Or do you want to just fly the broom up?
Yes, fly the broom.
Yeah.
You each
Although it might be worth securing a rope once we get up there anyway.
Yeah. Well, the rope's secure-ish.
Ish. So yeah, with the broom, you both quite easily manage to traverse this first particular hazard.
I'm very disappointed I didn't get to use the crossbow and the rope.
It's surprising.
I'll find a use later.
Aurora notices the pile of gold coins and picks one up and inspects it. I suppose this is how they manage to steal things. You know the shady guy in the market? Maybe they wander in and try and nick stuff when people are sleeping or something.
Well, let's find the dragon first, shall we? I've heard some dragons have spells over their hoards that make life harder for those who've taken before they've dealt with the main issue. So
she, hearing that, drops the coin to the ground. Okay, yeah, good point. Thanks.
Can I roll charisma? Can I roll charisma to to interject at this point and say, well, it's a bit late now. You've already touched the coin.
she's not carrying it. Probably okay. Let's find the dragon, shall we?
Okay, you continue into this large open chamber, and it is, like I said, it's about 200 feet up. Stalactites coming from the ceiling, and you can see every now and again just little dots of coinage just lying on the ground. It almost forms a trail of sorts, but you start getting further and further in, and you find more of these strange-looking crystalline structures. And Tullius, as you're standing so close to one, could you make a perception check for me, please?
Okay. I've got proficiency in it, so that's +4. +3, +1 for... No, sorry, yeah, just 9.
Okay. It's really hard to make out, but you think you can see something inside it.
I move away from the crystal.
Okay. Rillian and Galaris, the two large crystalline structures in front of you, you think you can... There's a slightly darker shape inside of the almost slightly murky crystal.
Have a bit of a look.
Okay, make a perception check.
So I'm just
How
going to
about
myself a
20?
drink. I'll be up in a second.
Okay.
I'll be back in a second.
Did you want to try and have a look, George?
Yeah, sure. What's more investigate? It is...
Just
How's
perception.
a 20 grab you?
Oh, perception? Okay. Perception is a lot better.
Ooh.
Nice.
Both of you, staring at completely different crystal formations, see that inside these larger ones there are two humanoid figures. Both of them look like they were in the process of... One of them is holding a shield out in front of him. Looks like an armoured, almost Greek hoplite with a very large round shield, a spear, and a helm with a beautiful plumage, looking like he was facing down something, and appears to be frozen in time, almost. George, the one you look at, you see what appears to be a gnomish looking individual shielding their face, and they looked like they were wearing robes that were tattered and torn. Again, frozen in time inside this crystal.
Can we try and free them?
You could certainly try.
Besides smashing it, anyone got any ideas?
If
We get some pickaxes and we take them back to town.
If I use my kind of paladin senses, because I know I can use some bits of lay on hands to cure of like poison or disease, but is it noticeably demonic, celestial, fiendish, undeadish? Are there, is it radiating power in some way that I can do some of that?
You close your eyes and concentrate, trying to find these sources of power, these signatures. Nothing. You can detect nothing from them. There doesn't appear... There's perhaps the very faintest of a magical essence coming from the crystal structures you've noticed, particularly the larger ones. But nothing else that you can really feel.
Galaris, any ideas? I can't think of anything I could do to free them from this.
Aurora walks up to one of the crystals, and she's going to attempt... She's going to make an Arcana check, just to see if anything... No. She looks at them, puts her hand on one of the crystals, the one with the Greek-looking hoplite inside. It looks like they were...
Sorry, Michael.
Did the dragon do this?
That'd be my guess.
Can I roll history to see if there are any legends about this sort of thing?
You can. I would accept. I I would accept history or nature.
History, because I've got proficiency in that, so that becomes 18. Not 18.
I was about to say, jeez.
19. I'm not that good at history. No, 9. 9.
9 total.
Yeah.
You really don't know. This is the first time you've heard of people being frozen in crystal.
Might as well try the same roll, quite frankly. Hmm, 12. Basic history.
You... Not really anything historic. Nothing that catches your mind. You sort of...
legends.
You sort of know that Blue Dragon layers have crystalline structures that are produced from the proximity of the dragon. Sometimes these can get quite large, but you can't really think of any real reason why people might be stuck inside them. You're not sure.
Okay, well, let's just keep going and try and find the dragon then.
Okay.
I just like to say, maybe he keeps these as sort of trophies. Or twisted art.
Seems like.
So, do we want to sell this modern art?
Aurora kind of turns around and looks at you. No.
Alright, do you think if Galaris smashes it with his mace, that it might free them?
She thinks about it for a second. It might, but it'll also make a lot of noise. And no offence, she says, looking at your wearing plate, but we're kind of making a lot of noise as it is.
I gave up on the idea of sneaking up on it long ago.
More importantly, if these are trophies, it will piss the dragon off.
What, you think invading its home with intent to kill it wasn't enough?
She shrugs. Can certainly try and open one if you want to. I don't think they're alive, though, are they? She says, trying to look at... She tries to peer into the crystal.
Well, if you don't think it'll help either way, why don't we just go and find that dragon?
That sounds sensible.
Maybe if we kill the dragon, it will end all the magic.
Maybe.
Could do. Okay.
Aurora starts walking down one of the tunnels.
Yeah, well, I'll follow Aurora. No sense getting separated at this point. Whichever the biggest tunnel is, that's probably the one where the dragon is.
Okay. Aurora manages to get this far, and as she steps close to one of these crystalline structures, it shoots out from the wall and luckily for her, she only takes 3 points of damage, but the crystals slam into her arm and she has to grit her teeth not to yell out in pain, and she backs up. Oop, once I get that crystal off. Okay, she says. Note to self, the crystals aren't friendly.
Okay. Let's keep moving. You coming, Galaris?
Yeah, let's get moving.
Make a perception check, please, Tim.
14.
Yeah, you notice there are a couple more of the similar-looking crystalline structures that line this corridor.
Does anybody else think we're going to be coming up upon it by surprise?
Nope, I'm waiting for something bad to happen.
Okay, I just firebolt them one at a time. Trying to activate them before they
Okay.
couldn't hit us.
As you firebolt the first one, it breaks apart and just becomes chunks of crystal on the floor.
Excellent. And on to the next one.
Make a perception check, please.
5.
You hear nothing. Carry on.
I 5 out the next one.
Again, similar explosion, but this time you hear a sound. And it sounds like a deep, rumbling chuckle.
Oh no, the dragon's a smoker.
So, what playthings have been brought into my home today? Come in, don't be shy.
I see no reason to be shy. I guess we're all coming together, but I say, hello. I want to try and sweet talk it first. We heard such wonderful legends about your glorious magnificence. We simply had to come and see for ourselves.
As you step into the chamber, you notice large crystalline structures dotting all over the place. These having far more humanoid figures in than the last ones you saw. And you notice a large chamber with gold just spilling out of it. But you can't see the source of the voice.
Okay. With the persuasion check, I want to sweet talk him into coming out so we can see his magnificence before he tries to kill us.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay, I get double my charisma modifier, so that's a 25. He's a dragon. I've got a character.
Yeah. You hear a pause and then another chuckle. So you have heard of me, mortal. Of Gurthak the Lightning Cutter.
Your speed, grace, and magnificence are legend. What can we do but come and admire?
And I suppose my worshippers just let you in without a fight.
Well, if you're going to call such those to a dragon.
Sorry, Tim, you were a bit funny there. Can you try that again?
Well, if you're going to call such creatures as those compared to a dragon's magnificence, would you call them worshippers, really? Peasants, perhaps.
You hear more laughter and then a sound. And the dragon turns around when I actually find the stupid thing to actually... There it is. Landing in front of its horde. So, you've come to view my magnificence. And it stretches its wings out wide. This dragon is easily 60 feet tall when it stands up. And it stares down at you all. Have you come to be a part of my collection, then?
No, I came to see your magnificence, and frankly, I'm disappointed, and I charge.
Okay. Roll initiative.
You Jenkins.
I was going to try and convince it to sell its soul to Satan.
I don't think that would work.
I'm like, a part of me is like, good try, Sam, good try.
No, I've got a scroll, so my plan was to use my charisma, because I've got a thing in persuasion, to tell it, in hell we need things like you. How would you like to join the war against the abyss? Come on, we'll give you all the mortal servants you could want.
High charisma does not mean people sign up to obviously bad things.
Right. Okay.
Also, oh my god, it just ran in.
Yeah. Grillian just ran straight in. Tim.
I'm going to join him.
Roll. No. Tim ran.
Okay.
Roll initiative, please, everyone else. I'll roll for Tanya quickly. This is possibly going to go horribly wrong, but here we go. So Tanya gets a 5.
I got a 2.
2 total.
Actually, 3. No, 3 total.
3 total. George, what have you got? Is yours is a 4 total, Tim, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you kind of just run straight at it and then stop as you sort of realised your friends weren't that close behind you?
Well, I kind of figured that they'd be running with me, but honestly, we need somebody to try and work their way around behind it to get the flanking bonuses we desperately need in this fight. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Unfortunately, it is Gorthok's turn. Staring down at Rillian, the blue dragon laughs, stretching its wings out wide. You are going to make such an interesting display on my wall, if there's enough left of you. And blue lightning emanates from inside of its mouth, crackling and charging and slamming in a line straight towards Tullius and Aurora, clipping Rillian at the same time. I need everyone to roll dexterity checks.
How does he make a line from his head through me?
So he has a line which is 5 feet wide, and because he's going at an angle, it
clips my corner.
It clips your corner. It clips Galaris' corner, and it slams straight into both Tullius and Aurora.
Wow.
Okay, dexterity save.
Yeah, dexterity saves.
Well, that went well. I got a 3.
I got a 9.
Oh, Tim actually managed to take half damage. Wow.
I got a 4.
Is that your dexterity save, Tim?
Plus my aura of defense.
Ah, that's what it was. Okay.
Proficiency plus charisma bonus.
Nice. Okay, so except for Tim, who takes 33 points of damage.
Oh, wow.
I now need to roll for... Because Lightning Breath is 12d10. Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'm dead.
Oh, wait, no, I need to roll for Aurora, sorry. Oh, with her dex, she actually takes half damage. She's just alive. So are you unconscious, Sam?
Yeah.
The dragon... Are you still conscious, George?
How much did you say I took?
77.
I'm on 1. Actually, one.
Take the wheel.
Oh, God. Good thing I'm a life cleric, I guess.
Yeah.
The dragon...
Well, I've taken 9 points of over damage. So,
You're not dead, don't worry. It has to be double your hit points for you to be, like, Ash.
No, 30. 30 over damage and you're dead.
Well, okay, it's a lot. But anyway.
So basically, if you get to minus 30 HP, it kills you outright.
Pretty much,
yeah.
Gorthok now...
Yeah, that would make sense.
Gorthok...
21 more and I'm dead.
That hurt.
Yeah, Gorthok just starts chuckling to itself. Looking down at Rillian. Are you impressed yet?
No.
It is now Galaris' turn.
I think I'm gonna
One of your companions is down.
Heal spell?
I'm good. Yeah, well, I'm thinking of trying to move back down the tunnel and then heal myself. I'm sure you guys can't blame me for.
I'm going to try and charm the Grim Reaper.
If let the next person have their go, while I just try and find the highest heal spell I have.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Can I roll charisma against the Grim Reaper to try and get some tea?
No.
No.
That's not it.
Wait, so whose go is it after him?
After George, it's now
Because
Tanya's.
I've got to make a death save on mine.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
And I had +1 to deck, so Tanya got a 2, right? So hers is 5.
Her dex is
Hers
plus
is 5.
her proficient. Her Oh no, yeah, you're right. My apologies. So
Yeah,
she
it's
would.
5, so.
So yours would be 5, and hers is.
No, mine is 4. No.
Hang on.
Yeah, so she would go first. So yeah, I know. I rolled 2, so mine's 3.
Right. Now I'm fiddling with the wrong ones. So hers is 4. So she actually goes at the same time as Rillian. Right. How much you healed yourself by, George?
I'm just trying to look through my various things. A lot of them are AoE or like long range heal bits, and I'm like, no, what's one that just hits myself? Damn my like team build.
I mean, that would be just heal, wouldn't it? If you have it pre-prepared.
Okay. Which one is heal actually just under?
Hang on.
I know. I would have thought an AoE heal would be a good idea right now, but.
Well, how low are you?
What, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm on not quite half health.
Okay. Sam, are you still like there in the center of the corridor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aurora's looking a bit. Aurora's looking a bit rough. She currently has 15 hit points.
I took the worst of it.
Yeah, Tullius kind of took it square in the face.
Wait, what? Sorry, just trying to.
That's alright.
So I'm just thinking of that thing from down. I'm trying to think of the episode of Red Dwarf and I'm going to go out as I came in, kicking and screaming.
Sure.
And they said you can't hit. You know that.
Death the balls.
Actually,
hit death with a stick.
I have just realised something. Unfortunately, I do need you all to make everyone within. Yeah, everyone. In fact, I will need you to make wisdom saving throws, because this dragon has the frightful presence rule. Rillian, you don't care. You're fine. Aurora doesn't care. She's fine. You're unconscious, Sam, so you'd have to make it just yet.
Like, he's not conscious enough to make that save.
Yeah, you're not conscious enough to be afraid.
I don't get proficiency with that as well.
I'm preparing for the greatest battle. I'm going to try and kill the Grim Reaper. You have fun killing the dragon.
Wait, sorry. Okay, so actually, that's a save of 11, so that's probably not going to do it.
Yeah, you're afraid of the dragon right now, so you can't move.
I can't imagine why.
You can't move towards it. You can still attempt to attack it, but you'll be at disadvantage.
Or he can heal, which doesn't.
Yeah, he can heal perfectly fine. Just can't get too close to it. Yeah, heal is level 6. It does 70 hit points to any creature.
I can't cast that level. The highest I can cast is level 4.
Ah.
Spells. Good. Yeah, cast level rather than class level. Right. Could try and do mass healing word. Not the best thing necessarily, but at least you can hit multiple targets. Let's do that then. I hit everyone in the group, and I can do 2d4 plus 4. So let's try that.
Awesome, go for it.
Okay, everyone gets 8 HP back.
Sam, you're conscious.
Yay!
Right. Is that the end of your turn, George?
Looks like that would have been for my last turn, yeah.
I've got to make a wisdom save now, don't I?
No, you don't. You've been healed.
No, because of the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will do, but we'll do that in your turn. Rillian, it is your turn.
Well, I attempt to hit it with the longsword. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Yep.
And I take a 5-foot step away from them to try and start working my way around it without provoking attacks of biting. Does a 22 hit?
A 22 hits quite nicely.
Okay, then it eats a level 3 smite.
Ooh, lovely. So that becomes
23 points of damage.
23 points of
Oh,
damage.
yeah, 24. 24, sorry, yeah.
That's fine. So you slash at
Does
it.
20 hit?
It does.
Then it gets the other level 3 smite.
It's for a
22.
22
damage.
46 damage in one round. Very nice. Yeah, both your strikes bite home into the dragon's armor, and it growls, and you're sort of stabbing at its sort of neck and feet, and it kind of lifts its paw up the ground, just snarling at you in irritation. Right, it is now Aurora's turn. Although actually, at the end of that, the dragon in irritation is going to make a tail attack against Rillian. Just as you've been trying to stab it, its tail whips around to try and bat you out of the way. That would be a 27 to hit.
Okay.
Take 10 points of damage as the tail slams into your armor, making a lovely sized dent. Right, now it is in fact Aurora's turn, and she is going to. She thinks about it for a minute. She puts her hand on Tullius and says, "Hey, do you fancy being somewhere else?"
Yes.
Okay, and she dimension doors you.
Okay, where am I?
Somewhere nice and behind the dragon, I think.
Yeah, here's the thing, it's Tanya. If she had an ability to send me to the Feywild, she would, just to troll me.
You pop behind the dragon, and she lands you directly on top of its hoard of treasures. And she then says, "Find something useful, maybe? I don't know. Or attack the dragon. One or the other." And she uses her movement to get slightly out of the way. And then she gives Sam some bardic inspiration. So you can add a d6. You can add. Yeah, it's a d8 to one of your rolls.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so that's the end of her turn?
Yeah, that's the end of her turn, yes.
Okay, I push her towards the wall.
Okay.
I then get out my crossbow while shouting as loud as I can, "From hell's heart I strike at thee."
Okay.
While shooting it.
Fire a crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
plus...
Plus, I want to plus 4. Yeah, I'm going to say plus 4.
That
plus 4.
That unfortunately is not enough. You hit it, but the crossbow bolt just plinks off of the dragon's hardened scale armor.
I don't suppose I'm providing flanking yet, am
I don't think that works for ranged attacks.
Should do, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my main thing was to get his attention, so it'd turn around so you get flanking.
Okay.
That's also why
That's
also why I pushed the elf to the wall, and not that wall, I meant the wall behind her.
Yeah, it doesn't really work at range, does it? So.
I'm going to ask you in that case to make an intimidation check. Oh, you need to make a wisdom save as well, actually.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you're fine. You don't even care. Make a
I come back from the dead. I'm not intimidated.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking angry.
Make a. I'm going to ask you to make an intimidation check. See if you can get the dragon's attention. It's not paying you any mind. You're not even entirely sure it noticed you, plinking the crossbow bolt from its scaly hide.
You need to come in with that big chopper.
It is, however, the dragon's turn, and hearing the sound of its hoard being disturbed, it growls, "You get off my gold!" and starts moving towards the... You do get an attack of opportunity.
Like an attack of opportunity to me.
It is indeed.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Well, you won't, because it's coming towards you. Rillian will.
No,
I spit at it.
Because it's entered range of me, within 10 feet of me, I get attack of opportunity, remember? Because of Sentinel.
Oh. Okay, yes, you get an...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tim, your strike wasn't quite enough to pierce through its hide.
Yeah, I figured.
Plus 6, that's 21.
That's enough. You stab up towards its face.
Okay, so that's 10. Plus... Plus, that's plus 3, so 6 damage.
Okay.
But it can't move.
Why can't it move, sorry?
Sentinel, I hit it with the attack, so...
Oh, that ends its movement?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the dragon from there, seeing you swiping at it, goes, "Get out!" and lunges its jaws in to try and bite you. That's a 25 to hit.
Well, fuck.
Take 10 points of damage.
How much was I? Oh, till date. So now I'm dead again.
You're down on the ground again. Top of the round. George, your turn. Your companion's dimension door out of the way, and you heard a very angry dragon yelling, and you heard one of your companions possibly hit the ground again.
Let's head back around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do I see when I get here?
You see a dragon's behind, trying to bite and claw at someone inside of its treasure hoard.
Okay, who's on the ground there?
No, Rillian's still
Not on the ground.
Rillian's still fine.
Alright, in which case I will then cast Aura of Vitality.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Do I have to... Oh, I will retake the fear check, yeah?
Yeah. Is it at the beginning or end of your turn? Sorry.
Oh, we're good.
At the end of each turn. So at the end of your turn, you'll be able to move towards the dragon without any problems.
Okay, cool.
So
so healing aura. So it's a 30-foot aura centered on myself.
Yep.
And until it ends, it moves with me centered on me, and I can use a bonus action to cause one creature to regain 2d6 HP, which I will do for myself because I'm still pretty low on HP.
30-foot aura. There you go. You can now see it.
Oh, it's just 2d6. Okay. So,
Oh, Sam?
Yeah?
I wish I'd told you this, but you had a D6 that you could have used to add to your save. Attack rolls, damage, ability checks. Oh no, sorry, not saves.
Yeah.
Sorry, never mind. Sorry. Right. So what were you doing, George?
I'd just like to say, but Tanya got me killed, so... It's something she would do.
That's disturbing. So George, what were you doing, sorry?
I activated the aura and then used it to heal as my bonus action to heal myself for 9 points.
Sweet.
So I'm up to 16 now. Slowly getting there.
Nice. Okay. It is now Rillian's turn. You saw
Okay, I want to go around a bit to come at the dragon opposite from where our bard is.
Yeah.
Hopefully going to get me flanking. And also to mean he can't get a single line on any of us.
That's correct.
Okay, and then I'll just start whacking away with the longsword again.
Go for it.
21 hits, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
Okay, so he gets a level 2 smite. So 17 points of damage in total.
Nice.
And a 23 hits.
That most certainly does.
Level 2 smite for a total of 21 points of damage again. Sorkadin, baby!
You're doing quite well. It is now Aura's turn. Seeing her companion fall to the ground, she steps out just behind him and, taking out her flute, starts playing a tune. And there's some sparkles that suddenly flash in front of the dragon's eyes, making it shake its head from left to right. Okay. She was trying to blind it. It was successful, but it's going to use one of its legendary resistances to just say no to that.
Ooh, there was something I forgot to do.
What's that?
Can I still do it?
Yes.
I want to use my Oath of the Crown channel ability to turn the tide.
Okay.
It's a bonus action. Everybody who's at half health or less, which is, well...
a lot of us.
Everybody gets 1d6 plus 3 hit points.
Nice. Roll your dice, Tim. Sam, you're conscious again.
Everybody gets 5.
Nice. That actually means that Aurora's nearly back up to full.
I just want to say at this point where Death was putting the kettle on, so...
But yeah, she decides to back up right into the corner, noticing that the dragon can't seem to quite fit its head through here. Or at least it seems to be having trouble trying to squeeze in. Sam, it's your turn. Oh, and as a bonus action, she's going to viciously mock the dragon. So it takes 2 points of damage, and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, it now has disadvantage on its next attacks.
Excellent.
This dragon is feeling like it's thoroughly disappointed its mother, that it was never good enough, it couldn't ever aspire to the greatness that it needed to. It's not feeling good about itself right now. It needs a hug, if it could ever.
Plus it's now fat.
Exactly, and it's fat. There were several Yo Mama jokes that were flown in there as well. Sam, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm guessing I'm in a sort of delirious state at the moment.
You kind of are. You got bitten by a dragon around your midriff, and
I meant from dying twice and being brought
Well,
back.
yes, that was sort of what I was getting to.
Okay, so I attack while shouting, "You can't kill me, I'm Titus the Immortal."
Well, you've got advantage because of flanking.
You have advantage because of flanking.
Crit!
Nice.
Crit.
That's what we like to see.
Because I'm a champion, that's a crit. I took a penalty of -5, so I do 10 additional damage.
Make sure you declare that before you roll. You have to do that in the future. But yeah, that's fine. I'll let that pass.
Okay. So roll a D10.
Mm-hmm.
So remind me at the end of my turn thing. So Jesus Christ.
What?
So that's got rolled a 10.
So that's 20 points of damage plus
3.
Yeah.
Plus 10 because of the penalty.
So 33 points of damage.
I get a second attack, don't I?
You do indeed.
Well, 2 attacks. And at the end of the turn, I can take an additional attack because I crit.
Woo!
Nice. Go for it.
And I crit again.
You were saving the crits for this fight. Yeah,
You might live through this.
You might live through this. You've already gotten halfway through the dragon now.
So that's 6 plus 3, so 9.
Okay. Okay. The dragon.
And as my bonus attack, I get to attack again with my glaive.
You do.
Because I crit.
Yeah.
I get to use the actual glaive instead of the end.
Okay, go for it.
It doesn't hit.
No, unfortunately, whilst you did 2 superb strikes for its face, making it roar in pain and anger, the third one just kind of bonks it on the nose and it snorts at you in irritation.
So, in other words, I came back from near death while shouting deliriously, "You can't kill me, I'm Titus the Immortal," and got 2 really good hits.
Well,
hang on. Did we have hero points, I think you said, starting this?
Inspiration? Yes.
Yeah, so doesn't that give a reroll?
It does.
I mean...
Yeah, make sure you use those.
Can I use my inspiration to reroll that 10?
You can use the reroll for your inspiration, yes, and you can add a d6 to it because you've been inspired.
Okay. So I'm just going to put that. I'm also taking the penalty.
Okay, so roll your d20.
D6 plus 1.
Still got advantage.
You still have advantage because it's being flanked.
Okay.
But you can't add the d6. You can add the d6 afterwards. Okay. So roll the d20 first.
Yeah.
Even with the d6, that's not going to hit, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that was meant to be. And the roll I just did, the 2, was to see if it got its lightning breath back, which it did not. So it's now going
Hallelujah, Hieronymus!
So it's going to try and force its way in a little further, and you notice that because of its large wings, it can't get much further than this. And
is that a 3-5-foot step, effectively?
It is, yes.
Oh well.
And it's going to attempt to swipe at you with its claws with a... it's going to try and make 2 claw attacks at you. 18?
My armor class is 18, yes.
So it just hits you on the first one. And that will mean it will hit you on the second one. Okay, so... Take 21 points of damage as both of its claws rake you towards the chest and shoulders, and it growls, "Stay down!"
As I take the injury, I want to shout back in Inferno, "No!"
George, it's your turn. You can see...
Tullius is down again.
I will say, in the defence of Tullius, he did do nearly 60 points in one round. That's not half bad.
I'll use a bonus action to heal Tullius for 2d6.
Okay. Tullius is going to look the most scarred, beaten, battered. Yeah.
I guess I'll then try and smack the dragon. Can I hit it from there?
Yeah. You get advantage because you're flanking it.
Huzzah! Right. No, too many bad dice rolls. Right. Plus 7. And then advantage. 21. Yeah, I'll take the 21.
Nice. That does indeed hit.
D6 plus 7. And then, nice. And then, actually not so nice. And then a D8. So a total of 13 damage.
Nice. Yeah, you crack the mace across its tail, and you leave a nice bruise there, and a couple scales come flying off, and it growls irritatedly at you, and as one of its legendary actions, it tries to make a tail attack at you, George. That's 18. That's not enough, is it?
No.
Yeah.
20 armor class.
The tail swipes out at you, but you duck just in time underneath it. Right.
As it attacks another target, because of Sentinel, if a creature attacks another target within 5 feet of me, so as if the creature's in 5 feet of me and it attacks another target, I get to attack.
You are, however, unconscious. I know you're. Well, you wouldn't because.
I'm back.
Oh, because of its out of order.
You're on the ground, aren't you?
You are technically prone on the ground, Sam, so you wouldn't be able to make that attack. Well, you know what? I'll let you do it, but it's going to be a straight roll, because you would have had advantage, but you're prone, which gives you disadvantage. So just make a straight roll.
Okay, so it's a +6. Yeah.
That's not enough, but you still have a D6 inspiration.
Well, +6.
No, +6. Oh, yeah. No, that hits.
Yeah. Okay. So, +3, so that's 6 damage.
Okay. It is now Tanya's turn. Tanya starts playing a tune. It sounds like quite happy, quite jovial, quite merry, and you notice you can't help. All of you can't quite help but tap your feet to it and feel as if something. You think about the dirtiest jokes that you know, and it starts to make you giggle ever so slightly. But the dragon seems to be genuinely struggling. Let's see. Let's check that. She's casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter. See if she can incapacitate the dragon. If I can find you. Here we are. So, are you immune to charm effects? You are not. So, 15 and your wisdom is 2. Your spell attack. Okay. It doesn't unfortunately succeed, but only because the dragon uses its second legendary resistance to not be incapacitated. And it decides to take this moment to... she starts playing another tune, and she yells, "Rillian, hit the bloody thing!" And you feel inspired. Have a D8. Have a D8 inspiration dice.
Can that be used for damage as well as to hit, or just to hit?
It can be used for damage. Yes.
Well, I'll be doing that then.
Shit,
Okay. Is it my turn?
It is, in fact, your turn.
Right.
Wait. Sorry. I thought it was Tanya's turn. I thought it was just Tanya's turn.
Yeah, she's just done it. She tried doing Tasha's...
5, right?
Pardon?
I was just saying, because Tanya's on the initiative order's 5, I go after her, don't I?
Well, no, Rillian was 4, and you're... So...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
My mistake.
You...
Does 20 hit?
20 does hit. You could hit with the 17 if you decided to use the inspiration.
Well, no, it's just... I've got advantage because of flanking.
Oh, of course you do, sorry. So yes, that hits.
Okay, great. So I'll be using a level 2 smite as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the inspiration for damage is not that useful. The smite brings it up to 13, and the longsword damage brings it up to 22.
22.
And then there's my next attack.
Very good.
Just in case of a crit. No, well, I hit it.
Yeah.
Is inspiration still counting?
It's still counting.
Okay, great. So I get an additional 1d8. So 3, that helps. A level 1 smite, because I'm running out of spell slots. And longsword damage for a total of 19 additional points of damage. Nobody can complain about my Nova damage.
Just FYI for everyone. Dragon's looking a little rough. These repeated, continuous smites into its hide is just making scales fly left, right, and centre. It's roaring in pain. It's just getting more and more angry. It's not a happy creature. Sam, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go to stab it.
Okay.
While shouting at it, I told you I wouldn't stay dead. +6.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay, so another one.
You had advantage anyway, so yeah.
+6. Plus that's a crit, so... Okay. So,
well...
5 damage.
5 damage. It's
5
fine.
damage.
Yep, that's fine.
But because I got a crit, I can use my bonus action to attack again with the glaive.
This is true.
So I roll again. Well, it was worth a shot.
You get
Still got
advantage
because we're flanking.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Yes, because we're flanking.
Oh. Doesn't help much.
No, I'm afraid not. It is now Gothak's turn. He is thoroughly unimpressed with what's happening right now. And he roars up to the sky and hang on. And several stalactites start falling from the ceiling all around. The only place that seems safe right now is inside the chamber, which seems to be a more sturdily constructed stone structure. Both Rillian and Galaris, I need you to make dexterity checks, please.
Okay. Galaris, you get +3 because you're nearby.
Alrighty.
This might be the one time where I don't die.
Yeah.
What was the stat check, sorry?
Dex.
So, +4, I might not be screwed this time. Probably still screwed, though.
Unfortunately, you take full damage, George.
How much is damage?
11 points of damage. Oh,
thank God.
And Tim only takes half that. But you're all... George, you're knocked prone because one of the stalactites has landed on top of you and pinned you to the ground. Not like stabbed you, but it's just like you've got a massive rock on top of your back. And you need to make a DC strength 10 to get out. Right. The dragon, thoroughly fed up, with this paladin who has been smacking its backside this entire time.
Oh, he noticed me.
Stares down at you. You have my undivided attention. And let's just see if he has his lightning breath back. He does not. So he's going to choose to make a multi-attack where he will bite you and rake you with both claws. So the bite...
So I'm just changing my name.
That would be an 18 to hit.
No.
He tries with a claw. 18 to hit. And the last claw attacks are 25.
Shield.
Yeah, this dragon angrily bites, claws, but a combination of deft parrying and the magical shield just stops it from being able to get through you.
And it remain unimpressed.
Just to clarify, Michael, is the dragon within 5 feet of me?
Yes, but it hasn't moved. It just turned around.
No, I was going to say, because he's attacking him.
Yeah.
So I get to attack him.
Yeah. Sentinel. It's a lovely feat.
It is a lovely feat. Go for it.
Yeah, Sentinel, add it your polearms. +6.
Yeah.
Still got advantage.
Oh yeah.
You still have advantage. I saw that.
6.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, and then 10. So that becomes... Sorry. That becomes 8. I just realised I should have re-rolled the ones earlier. Bugger. So, yeah, 8.
Okay. Yeah, you stab at it in its, like near the base of the tail, and it snarls in irritation. George, you have a fairly roughed up looking dragon who's looking like it's looking livid, quite frankly.
I didn't get this rock off me before I could do much of anything.
Yeah, you are a bit prone right now. So
just a strength check?
Just a strength check. You just need to get a 10 or more.
Oh,
yeah, no problem.
Get rid of the muck this one up.
You contemptuously throw this stalactite off you.
God, rock.
Can I have that 2d6?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Hang on, let's see how much it is. So 7 damage.
Healing, yeah.
And then...
Thank you.
Let's, what spells do I still have? It's just like, gotta heal.
Nothing useful. Honestly, if you can attack it, then that might actually help the healing pressure, because if you can do damage to it, you might get it down quicker. Because it's looking rough.
There's that logic. I could try whacking it again, I guess. But if I go down where it's going to be a bit of trouble.
That definitely hits.
Alright, D6 plus 7. And then a D8. Oh, nice! I got 8 on it, so that's a total of 21 damage.
Nice! You slam the mace into its chest, and you can see the flesh beneath that falls off from the scales, and it growls and snarls in pain. As a legendary action, it rears up on its hind legs and starts to beat its wings furiously towards Rillian and Galaris. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Not strength?
Nope, dex.
Remember, you still get a +3. Does that count as an attack?
Yes.
Tilius, you're up.
Do I have to strike it, Michael?
Wait for George first, please. If you roll a dex check, please, George.
Right. No, this is gonna suck. Oh, no.
Neither
I did all right.
Yeah, you both did good, but unfortunately not good enough. You are both.
Oh wait, do I still get the extra +3 from Tim's aura?
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, that's
but
19 then.
even with that, you're just short of the DC. Both of you are knocked flying, taking a total of 11 points of damage, and you're knocked prone.
Okay.
So you both move 5 feet back, and you're landing on your faces or your backside.
Fine.
Sam,
well, I'm unconscious.
You do get to strike at
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm down.
Healer down.
6.
Yeah, that's not enough, I'm afraid.
I got advantage, don't I?
You do?
Got advantage because of flanking. Okay, so it's +6. Okay. Yes, I feel like me changing the name was appropriate.
No, fair. Although your cleric's down now, so the immortal might not be a thing anymore. Nice. Natural 20, very nice. Roll damage.
11.
11.
Yeah, 11 damage.
Yeah, this dragon is looking really, really rough. It is now Tanya's turn. And she decides that it's probably about time to see if she can finish this. And takes out the triangle. The dragon does succeed on the save, but that's 3d10 lightning damage.
Ooh.
You all, for the briefest of moments, see the dragon collapse onto its front and very slowly reach back up and turn its head towards this wood elf. And she yells over to Rillian, kill it, please! And she gives you another bardic inspiration.
Alright.
It is your turn.
I get up and give it a couple of swings.
Okay, I'm just going to leave and rejoin.
Still got advantage, so that hits.
21 hits.
And gets a smite and gets an inspiration and longsword damage. So
that's a grand total of...
I'm just working that one out. So the first attack is a grand total of 22 points of damage.
Nice.
And I have another go with the longsword. Thank goodness for that. It gets another smite. Longsword damage. And is inspiration still count for the second attack?
You didn't use it, so yes.
Well, I used it for damage for the first attack.
Oh, in that case, no. It doesn't count for the second one.
Then fine. Then 19 points of damage.
Just so you're aware, this blue dragon for this campaign, I gave 250 hit points. You have now dealt, between you all, 280 hit points. How would you like to kill it, Rillian?
Well, the sword takes on an overwhelmingly blazing radiant hue, and Rillian manages to turn as it seeks to get its head away from the second blow and decapitates it with the holy sword.
Ooh. Make a strength check for me, just for the flavour.
A strength save or a strength check?
Just a strength check.
Right. Oh, 19.
Ooh. With that, you hack at it once. The dragon bellows in agony. You hack at it a second time, and the blade carves straight through the head, collapsing onto the ground, nearly knocking you over, and it tumbles and rolls. The dragon's wings flap in its last death throes, knocking itself into the wall, rolling and collapsing into a heap on the ground, its blood pooling into the centre of the cavern where its treasure hoard lies.
I dart for Galaris and lay on hands.
Galaris, you regain consciousness and see a dragon without a head. I love that response.
I mean, I'm not conscious for this, so...
You are now, so...
Oh my god, we lived.
Yeah. If you could start sorting out the healing, because I am now spent.
Yeah, how many hit points did you have left?
What, million?
Yeah.
43.
Jesus, man.
That armor plus...
You and I had like 11 left.
That armor plus shield is just a arse to get through.
To be fair, I was kind of expecting a turn or two of dragon concentrating fire on me.
Yeah.
And I figured that the one thing that we needed was the paladin to be the focal point of attacks.
No, that was very sensible.
If he hadn't done that beating the wing thing, you would have been fine. But...
Yeah. Wow. Aurora sort of yells out from behind the dragon and says, "There is a shit ton of gold in here."
Well, how about let's heal ourselves up, then we can start searching the goodies.
And
Okay, I use second wind to regain some hit points.
Aurora chuckles and says, "No need," and she takes out her flute, runs onto the top of the dragon's back, and starts playing a song of rest. Just dancing on top of the dead dragon.
I skin the dragon.
Everyone gets an extra d6 to their hit die for their rest.
Okay.
Okay.
You were the most person in the group, weren't you?
Yes.
You got knocked out twice in that fight.
Yeah, Sam took quite a lot of hits during that fight.
Yes.
I think we'll say, just because it's 11 o'clock, that between all of you, you divide the spoils, you find various forms of interesting items and trinkets, you find more than enough wealth for you all to retire quite comfortably if you so chose. The dragon...
I skin the dragon.
You skin the dragon, you keep mementos of your kill, and the dragonborn tribe outside, Torok, clasping your hands and saying, "Well, not going to lie, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that you all made it out alive. But thank you for that. That was... wow, that was amazing."
I met Vashnesh.
Told you we could do it.
I shouldn't have doubted you. Do you want to rest here the evening? There's no point going out now. It's a desert out there, you know.
Dragon meat tastes nice.
It does, he says, and several of the Dragonborn excitedly go in with large cleavers, and you could probably guess what they're going to do.
I already skinned it.
Torok chuckles. That's fine, that's fine. We just want the meat, really.
So do I. Can I have some?
Of course. You spend the night, you relax, you recuperate, and then in the morning you make your ways onto new adventures. And that is where we'll end the one-shot. I'm not even going to lie, I was a little worried that maybe I'd given you a creature that was a tad too powerful.
I think we could have done tactics better, and I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, you did just kind of... you did bull rush in like a barbarian and go, "Ah!" And... Yeah.
I kind of... I forgot about the lightning breath a bit.
A bit.
I got the dragon I forgot the dragon breathe energy.
Well, no, not that so much. It's just I think I kind of assumed that everybody would fan out behind me.
You were in a very tight tunnel.
Yeah, yes, but he didn't. There was plenty of space where we could have fanned out if we'd run at the same time, but it was my fault. I kind of,
You kind of ran off being all hero, and everyone was like, wait.
Yeah, I feel like if you were going to do something like that, you need to have the cantrip send message.
Yeah, maybe. But in my defence, actually, I've got that cantrip. In my defence, I did what, 3/4 of that dragon's health all by myself?
Yeah, almost. Between, I think George did 1/4. Tanya with her 1 lightning strike did nearly 1/4. And, yeah. Hang on, that doesn't make sense. Because I know that Sam did a bucket ton of damage to it as well. Not quite as much as you, but there was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, all it takes is 1 good strike and I can get 30 damage off. So.
Yeah, that's true. Whereas I'm doing well to do 30 damage a round, but it was reasonably consistent.
It's true, that was pretty consistent.
There was a lot of smiting.
Yeah, there was a redonkulous amount of smiting. Your gods thoroughly smoted his smiting allowance.
To be fair, I still think Boudica did more damage in the end of that campaign.
Yeah, no, she managed to find a staff of power, and that had lots of free spells in it that just made her go woohoo, including lightning bolts. So yeah.
No, she got fireball. That was her main damage.
Oh yeah, there was fireball as well. It had a lot of spells.
Just managed to keep up with the damage output she could do. That was me casting level 3 magic missile. And you could side eye nonsense.
That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys all enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm currently writing up the campaign. I've mostly done the majority of the writing. I'm literally just adding in some more background stuff now. Once it's all written, I will show it to you. You guys can decide what kind of races or classes you wish to be. And this will probably kick off in, say, a month's time or so.
Because I was going to say, Tanya's playing as Boudica for that campaign.
Yeah, she's going to play as Boudica, her character from the pilot campaign, as it were.
Cool.
I will play as this, bro.
Boudica is a druid fey warlock.
She's a warlock level 7, ain't she?
Yes. No, she's hang on. We did a little bit of, because you got to level 7?
Yeah, it's a level 6 wizard, level 1 sorcerer. I could heal.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. No, she was a level 6 warlock. And because you guys will be starting the campaign at level 8, she's a level 2 druid.
Okay. Because I was going to say, you did say I could be a Goliath.
I did. You can be a Goliath if you so choose.
Yeah, I'm going to be a Goliath wizard of invocation.
Interesting. Yeah, I will.
I've actually got the character designed in a deeper way. So
sweet. Right, I'll leave that there.
Also,
thank you. Sorry, Sam. 1 sec.
Just a question.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you finish.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I just want to say thank you everyone for watching this little crazy game. I hope you've all had fun. As I said, we'll bring out the proper campaign some point in a month or so, and hope to hear from you all then. Take care, everyone.